Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thanks again so much for joining me here. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Taking a look here at ICP, seeing what's going on. This coin's actually not doing too bad, all things considered. It rallied back pretty strong. Obviously it dumped this morning because Bitcoin did, but generally speaking, it's one of the few coins that is not at like minus 5 to 10%. So impressed, honestly. It's recovering nicely too. So we'll talk about potential areas of retracement and of course, if it can recover here, if this is just a false positive, and generally speaking, what the overall sentiment is here. So if you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. If you want to become a better trader, CryptoCache.tech is a site where you can join us for our trade signals. We've got some pretty solid profits today here. BNB 26%, Solana 42, AVAX 44, ICP 36, and 39%. We had two separate shorts on ICP this week, or last week rather, that came to fruition this week. And what we want to look at is, well, I guess we could start with liquidation. Let's talk about the charts here in a minute. Let's see where we're at. Because again, as I've been discussing, we got a lot of liquidation on the downside. And this doesn't mean the price is just going to drop to that level. What it does mean, though, is that there's a decent chance that it will, okay? And we just got to recognize that these are areas of interest if the price ends up losing support, or just say Bitcoin continues to trend towards 60K, 59,000, filling that CME gap, which is still probable. We could see these levels get hit. So just know 770 is the massive concentration of liquidation for ICP, and secondary to that would be 720. Okay, so just kind of put that in the back of your mind. It doesn't mean you just close your long trade in fear, but I would recommend not taking a long trade regardless, because if you look at the charts here, you can see there is not a lot of confirmation. This ICP has been pumping and dumping twice now in this last descending trend line to effectively be able to get stunted out every time it tries. So again, it's cool that it's trying. I get that, but they've been unsuccessful because there's no continuation of volume, and that's mainly because the market is trash. All right, there's no way around it. I mean, you take a look at this here. The only thing you see that's green is Bitcoin dominance. because it's shooting up. Altcoins are bleeding out super hard. We're getting closer to 60% on Bitcoin dominance, and that is terrible for altcoins. Okay, so we need Bitcoin dominance to come down, obviously, and that's not going to happen for a while until all this fear is subsided. There's a lot of fear in the market. Okay, so SMAs on the daily. What are we looking at here? First of all, we can see 50 on the SMA, kind of hanging in there. That's somewhat of a champion here for us there. We can see about 4 days in a row, the price action tries to get close to that level and turns itself around. So we're starting to see a decent amount of support. That is our second largest area of control based on volume. We can see about 880 is that level. We have discussed previously 880 being a good area of retracement, and keep in mind we're below that level for the moment. So ideally, we want to close maybe about 9 even or higher. Give us a hammer doji, something along those lines, leading in the weekend. That could be a good sign. At this point, though, I don't recommend taking any kind of long position, even with coins like this that are looking better than the rest. Because again, we're under 50 in the RSI. Even though stochastic's swinging up, it could actually diverge for a second time to the downside. That carries a lot more weight. The bottom could literally drop off. You do see this green little line here. This is kind of giving us an indication that we have a lot of support for ICP in the 780 to 830, 840 range. The main reason why we have the largest amount of volume in this range from previous resistances there, which could be the new support. Hypothetically, they should work as a new support. So my anticipation is that 840 is the bottom for ICP. Okay. Now when we take a look here at the 4 hour, let's quickly note a couple of things. First of all, 4 hour time frame still under 50 on the RSI. Stochastic swinging down. Money flow index is low. MACD is trying to diverge but hasn't yet. So there's a lot of reasons not to take a trade with this coin right now, because there's no real convergence. We're barely holding above the 200 SMA, and that to me is not a reason to take a long. When you're barely doing anything, do you like to do that? Is that what you like to do in life? No, you don't want to take a trade with something that's barely confirming that it wants to go up. All right. Now again, I get it. ICP is not doing as bad as the rest of the market. That's one thing. That's usually a good little thing to kind of identify that, hey, maybe we should pay attention to this coin. Maybe it is ready to rock and roll here in the relative near future. But at this point, it's not worth doing anything, because just the market is trash. And I'm sorry, but you're going to have a lot more success finding a short trade than a long trade at this point. Now, again, I don't recommend shorting at this exact moment either, because we're kind of late to the party, right? Why short the bottom? A lot of coins are starting to double bottom or bottom out. Other ones are not, of course, but generally speaking, that's kind of where we're at here, okay? So just a heads up on that. Take a look at the Ichimoku cloud. Little on the messy side, but we can see we keep maintaining below it. This is why I always say wait for confirmation above the cloud before you take a trade. Main reason why is because we get a lot of false positives here. It's like, all right, cool, we broke out. Late longs, enter the market. Goodbye, destroyed. Same thing. Oh, geez, this is awesome. Let's go ahead and take it. Breakout traders, enter the market. Get destroyed again. So again, it's not really appropriate to be a breakout trader in this market right now. Okay, so sorry if that offends you, but it's just not appropriate because there's no bullish qualities in the market right now. You can be a breakdown trader perhaps and have more luck, right? When the price breaks down to a key level support, when it retests that as a bearish backtest of the horizontal resistance, then yeah, we could totally do that. But anyways, there's no point in doing that. So the long story short here is we keep staying below the cloud, minus these little outliers that get rejected within a couple of hours, and there's no reason to take a trade until we confirm above the cloud. So again, me personally, seeing a closure at $9 or higher, that's going to give me some confirmation, because what would that do for us here? Well, first things first, it would break this descending trend, so we're no longer establishing lower highs. We'd be maintaining a potential higher low, or higher high rather. We'd need to have a higher low, obviously, to get there, which we're seeing right now too, by the way. No other coin actually really has this. I mean, you look at Solana, lower lows, lower highs all the way. ICP, while it hasn't maintained higher highs, it's establishing higher lows. It's usually the start of a trend reversal. So again, a little premature. I think we're way too early to presume that we're going to be breaking out here soon. But what I'm getting at is the simple fact that we need to recognize that we're not out of the woods yet. And I think a closure above $9 would be a lot better. So we have some kind of confirmation. And while that might be somewhat of a breakout, if you will, to break that more recent fib level and more importantly, the descending trend, I'd much rather trade a breakout going into a descending trend line that's actually broken the descending trend line than one that hasn't, or one that just barely peaks above. Again, solid closure today at $9 or higher. I think we're golden to see a long for this weekend on ICP. But the market has to calm down. If the market keeps bleeding out this weekend, we're not going to see any results that are positive for ICP as well. Okay. So that's where we're at. I'm going to post a playout chart here on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. So if you're not familiar, it looks a little something like this, where I just give you an indication as to what I feel like the market's going to be doing. I have much more detailed analysis here under trade alerts, giving you an indication of what my trades are going to be looking like and what I plan to do with them. Okay. So while we have missed a decent amount of short opportunities by trying to wait for the fib levels to be retested, and they aren't, we're still getting good perspective, and you guys actually have a good understanding of where my mind's at going into the trade. So it's kind of like a trade alert there that leads into obviously the wonderful results here that we're seeing as a result of taking those trades. Okay, so 1-2 punch, if you will. Either way, thanks so much again for watching. I hope you did learn something. If you did, comment below. If you didn't, that's cool. You've been watching for a while. I'd love to hear it. I've got some people who have been watching me for 3.5 years now, which is amazing because that's how long I've been on this in this space here as far as this channel is concerned. So thank you again. Like, subscribe, follow. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good rest of your day. Take care.